Hello everyone, my name is Daniel. I'm a therapist working basically with three techniques: massage, Reiki, and family constellations. And on this video, I'm going to talk about the family constellations gatherings, how they work, why a constellation not necessarily end on a happy ending, and a little bit about what happened on these meetings. So first, what are the mechanics behind the constellation? Um, I'm going to start to explain how it starts. A facilitator usually starts this meeting explaining a little bit about the morphic field, this field of memories that we can access through someone representing something, um, and how you are going to make feel these impulses about it. A little bit about Bert Hellinger and how he integrated these different therapies like primal therapy, psychoanalysis, Gestalt into this method together that he didn't like to call a therapy, but Bert Hellinger used to like to call family constellations a philosophy applied to real life. A little bit about the orders of love, which are the three guidelines behind any constellation, which is everyone and everything has the right to belong to a system, hierarchy, and the balance of exchange. Uh, and then when the fun starts, usually there is a inner connection meditation that you have done before. And then the first person who wants to constellate sit beside the constellator and tell her issue on her concern in one or two sentences. Let's say, I'm having a problem with my partner, my brother, my sister, my mom, or I have this company that's not working out, or I cannot have a baby, or I have this business that is not flowing, or I'm having these symptoms like anxiety, panic attack, emptiness. Uh, Anything can be constellated, not necessarily related to family. And the constellator won't let you tell too much about it. You have to tell your concern in one or two sentences. So we won't create a story about it. And then he might ask few questions just to narrow the subject. And then at some point, you're just gonna choose someone to represent yourself and someone to represent the issue or the concern, or maybe two or three more people according to what the subject itself narrows. And then these people who are represented, they start to feel these impulses. um, Very important to the representatives to try to feel centered and connected to themselves, only feeling these impulses, not trying to help a constellation. They just have to be loyal to these impulses. And it's very simple. Like, I want to look at that direction. I don't want to look at that direction. I feel angry when I look at that person, or I want to hug that person. It is very simple. You don't have to have a previous experiences to work on these meetings. All you have to to do is to open yourself to it. And usually, as I say, these topics who are constellated are universal. So a constellation not necessarily is for that person who is constellating, but it's for everyone. And we learn so much through other person's constellations as much as we learn from our own constellation. So that is a valuable resource, and that is how these gatherings are so interesting. Um, Also, a constellation not necessarily needs to end on a happy way, because through this field, we are going to be able to see if the person is able to do a movement towards the healing path or not. The representatives will show that. And if not, that is going to be respected, because it's about the dignity of the other person's destiny. And if the person is not able to do that movement right there, uh, usually the constellation finishes, and then the person will have the opportunity to do that movement on her real life. That's why not necessarily need to end in a happy way. Because once you see an unconscious pattern, once you get awareness about something, you cannot unsee. That's why in life we always moving forward. We are never moving backwards. Sometimes we move through spirals, but never backwards. Um, and I think that covers pretty much a lot about family constellations, but there's so much more things that we can see in a constellation. Whether someone is connected to life or whether someone is connected to death, whether some possibility have strength to happen or not. Um, I met Family Constellations in 2017 when I passed a year in Brazil, and this actually showed me so much new possibilities into this area of helping people. So that's why I invited you to come forward and participate into these meetings. We will have one now on the 29th and 30th of August here in Christchurch with a facilitator from Picton that she is originally from German and she learned the method directly with Bert Hellinger. So we are limited to 20 or 25 persons to these meetings and 8 seats are already taken. So if you want to participate, get in touch because the places are going soon. And thanks very much for your time. I hope to see you soon. Bye bye.